whatever was.
Do,
Do,
do.
do, do, do.
uh,
Uh, oh, hey, and guess what?
mm,
Yamato, um, oh no, it's gonna make me do math now, isn't it?
2202.
2202 is
They
finally a
announced
thing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
It doesn't seem like they mentioned the movie yet, though.
yeah,
So that, I mean,
maybe working on it. Who
they should.
knows?
They should. I mean, the movie is. I mean, it's. I guess it's not necessary, but it's very much. It's like a. It's like a bridge between the two shows. Like
Right.
so. Yeah.
But
Did they finish 2199?
almost getting there.
What episode are they?
Let me just do. This will be great because I haven't talked about that show in
Dun, dun, dun,
a
dun,
month, so
dun,
I don't
dun,
even
dun, dun,
know what episode
dun,
I
dun, dun, dun,
last
dun.
talked about. So
Dun. I think we were in the teens.
teens or high
I think
teens or 20s.
I think like the coup happened I
The
remember.
coup, yeah, the coup happened, right? And then you were like, that shithead you don't like. They try to redeem his ass, and then it kind of, I don't know. I didn't want to feel bad for him, but I kind of did.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to also mixer and
We gotta catch them all.
what? There's like two Skypes in here.
Pokemon.
Huh. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Let's see. And I also watched like the what do you call it? I guess like I didn't finish one of them, but like I got up to 10 episodes, so I think I'm good. But
What?
the quadfecta of Netflix anime.
What did they have? I don't even know.
So they came out with oh crap, where's the list? Or where's the that was B the beginning. What's that? I can't remember the name. So there was B the beginning, then there was help me out here, Netflix. Some weird, stupid sword anime that I don't know. It was kind of
That's sword anime.
Oh, come on.
You teach me and I teach you.
Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
I don't know the second verse. I only know the first minute and a half because the show is all I watched. And I don't know the rest. Da-da-da. So I just kind of did this. Until he said the words that I actually knew. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in the world I must defend.
It's funny. I don't think I think it was only like a few weeks ago that I saw that they had that song had a second verse, and for some reason
No, I knew they made a full version of the song. I just never really listened to it.
I guess
So,
they play like the full song during I guess the first movie or something.
um, I don't know. I think they just. I want to say they released a CD with that and the poker rap on it, and some other stuff, and that's where it came from.
Mm.
Um, so the four Netflix movies, Be the Beginning, which is the one that I can remember, so it's probably the, in my opinion, the better of the four. Children of Wales, Sword Guy, and
Wasn't Children of Wales like last
yeah,
year?
it came out like last year and it got Netflixed.
Oh, I see.
And then um, Ico Incarnation, which I don't know.
I don't know anything about any of those, so you're ahead of me. I,
Hooray!
I, I mean, I guess it's easier to watch anime dubbed, but I also don't. I had nothing that got caught my eye that I was like, I should watch it. So
True. They're okay. Can kind of get into that.
I figured.
But also came to the realization that I don't think in Netflix's anime catalog, uh, discounting things like Glitter Force, maybe.
Glitter
There's
Force.
yeah,
They
there's
they did
nothing.
they announced they're doing a new one, right? Like another pre like they were adapting another cure, or am I just
I
making that up? I
well, there's the two, but I think that's it. I haven't heard anything else. But
see Glitter Force. I don't know. But for some reason when you said Glitter Force, because they finished Happy Precure or whatever. No, Smile Precure. I guess not. At least uh Wikipedia's broken. Wikipedia's they did whoever managed to Wikipedia decided to combine both Glitter Force and Smile Precure into one entry
oh
because
no,
I think I just for some reason I heard they were doing um petition take Glitter Force off Netflix. Uh
but yeah, Netflix does not have a representation of my favorite anime genre, which is the cute girls doing cute things.
oh yeah, so here it is. They are apparently doing um the following series, the one after Smile, which is odd. I think people generally say Heart Catch is like the best of the bunch, but I guess I don't know. Guess they couldn't get the rights. I guess Smile was the only one they could get, and it's a Smile, and after that, but oh yeah, that's our so the first 15 episodes began streaming on Netflix August 18th, and then the second 15 episodes is November 30th. Hmm,
Huh.
interesting. Anyway, Precure, it's the new Sailor Moon.
Yeah, the uh, the new let's have cute magical girls market products to young girls and possibly older gentlemen.
Mostly older gentlemen. uh,
uh, let's see.
I guess we could start.
Yes. Is everything running? Yes. Thunderbirds are go. Thunderbirds are go. Let's see.
Do 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 do.
Oh, tank. Let's see. Okay. Hello and welcome to the BWC Cast, episode number 103. 100 and I wrote that down. No, yes, 103. That wouldn't be an episode with me sitting here trying to remember the number, saying the number, doubting that's the correct number, checking it while recording, and reiterating that I was originally correct. 103. I am Crazy Canuck, and with me today is
Firehawk 12.
And it's been a while.
I guess
it's
has
been
it been
good month?
Yeah.
But so sorry about that. Shit happens. Shit continues to happen, but we try to do the damn thing anyway. Anyway. Yeah, so anime. I bet it's no surprise that I'm still watching the stuff that I was watching before. But
I guess technically the new season started.
Yes, which I have been watching that, but
so I guess we could start with. Oh, I guess I'm Firehawk 12.
Yes, sorry.
I forgot to.
I can't remember anything.
And you are Crazy Canuck.
Yes, I am. I could have sworn I said that. I don't know if I did.
We could start with well, I guess maybe I could start since I could start with something from like I guess 2 or 3 whatever Love Live aired 3 seasons ago or whatever.
It was.
I finally wrapped it up. I gave in and sort of half watched and half listened to the dub because it was just easier for me to do. I must have it sort of grew on me by the time I finished. And yeah, I think I was surprised at how this reminded me even more like it feels more like season 4 of Love Live than season 2 of like
Sunshine.
Yeah, because it's sort of like they're going sort of further away from just having the music in the show and just like we're just gonna have a couple episodes where the 2 younger sisters hang out and like worry about their older sisters and then they'll sing a song together, which is why that song was now I know why the Japanese version of the game kept playing that song over and over again because because it was in the anime at the time. But like so like stuff like that where it's just okay, we're just going to have stories about these characters. I think it's an interesting sort of place to take the show where I mean I guess it's still about the music in terms of you have the concerts and you know that's where all the music can sort of go there, but they try to at least try to tell some kind of coherent story beyond the whole save the school thing, which of course amounted to not much anyway, but
so far
I still so you brought up at how at the end Chica is dead, or people think Chica's dead, or she's dead, or is it she's dead, or she sees dead people?
She's dead or delusional. Right. It kind of depends on which Reddit post you're reading.
I mean, I was struck by how funny it was that all these people would just be waiting there for her on the off chance she goes to the school. Because what if she's like, I'm not gonna go to the school.
Look.
I'm gonna go to the beach because that's where we got our name, and then no one's there, and then she's all lonely and gets depressed.
Look. Okay, let me just tell you something right quick. First off, that beach, much smaller in real life. Also, where that flag was probably roughly around where they erected a giant inflatable Chica Nesso on April 1st. So that's a thing. But that's beside the point. First off, couple things.
Okay.
In the second season, and you could say even the first season of Sunshine, uh, it's brought up that part of Chica's uh, thing is I think her mom describes it a couple times as giving up or like talking herself into that she's satisfied about something but not necessarily satisfied. And I think she would have that type of foresight because, as you might have noticed in I don't know the episode number off by heart, but it's the second, the awaken the power episode,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure that she was Skyping with Sarah at some point, but I think she had enough foresight to know kind of what was going on because she alluded to that in the episode. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that she look, it's still it still has musical elements. So if they want to break into the song spontaneously, just to sell a song to you in a couple months, it's fine. It's not. It's just a show. She's not dead. She's not delusional.
I just think it's funny for me. It's like, why are they all there?
Because she's like, her mom was, or someone probably was talking to her mom. Her mom talked to Rico or Yo and was like, hey, so I think Chica is doing that thing where she says that she is fulfilled, but she's not. And that she figured it out, but she actually hasn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send her to the school. You're going to
what if
be
she
there.
doesn't? What if she doesn't go to the school?
Look.
Anyway,
it's
it's one of those moments that I just thought was really. It was one of those. Oh, that's convenient. But so I found that funny. But I almost feel like I don't know if they felt like they sort of trapped themselves by having the dumb school thing in the first place and like, oh shit, I guess we just need to like find a way to write ourselves out of this one.
mm-hmm.
Um, and this was sort of their compromise, I guess. I could see like some like, oh, we don't want to repeat Love Live yet again. What should we do? Okay, let's just say they failed and then just spend like 3 or 4 episodes doing something else entirely, which I'm perfectly fine with. Like they did like it like the way like the reason why I say it's like season.
They took a ride on the Happy Party bus.
I mean, yes. Yes. But it's the reason why I say it's because like season 2 of Love Live like was sort of like this as well, and then it and then the movie sort of pushed that even further, and then Sunshine took that even further, and this is sort of like even further away from sort of like the um whole sort of plot of being in Love Live, and that like they even when they showed what is it, Saint Snow sort of bombing their like set or whatever, they didn't even bother showing. I mean, they showed like them tripping like in a flashback, but they don't even bother showing their performance or anything. It's like it's sort of like it's just not that important. Like it's like it's a this is something that happened. Let's just focus
But you
on
also you give
how it
away the
came.
bit if you do that.
Well, something happened. I don't know,
True.
it's just one of those. It's just an interesting. I guess I'm trying to remember if K-On did this. It's just been so long since I watched it, where they would sort of tease songs but never actually play them, except for like the big sort of climax moments, like the concert at the end or whatever. But I can't remember. But it just like it just
They
struck me
they
as
only
like
teased a song when they already did it, I think.
mm,
Because I think in the second season when they do like light and fluffy time or whatever the song is, they kind of just fade off and cut it out. But I think that's the only time that happened.
full
Full
time.
full time. There we go.
Do 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 do. Okay, anyway.
Anyway,
um,
which it,
so
hmm.
um yeah, I think rem- I I mean I don't know, like I don't know, like are they planning a like a PDP series,
Well,
or
that's
is
the
that just for the
thing.
game?
Currently, the only thing that is uh, in the pipe at the moment is the movie and All Stars, and PDP is currently exclusively
Wait,
with All Stars
what?
at the moment.
Right, All Stars is the new game that I
Yes,
don't
is
know was coming at some point.
the Love Live Super Idol pileup.
Right.
But also PDP are individual idols, which is interesting. You mentioned that it seems like they might be sort of
What does that mean? They're individual idols.
they don't work.
They don't.
They're not.
They're not like affiliated with each other.
Yeah, they're not in a group. They're part of like the same sort of idol club, but they're more like individual idols like Idolmaster as opposed to
So are they part of like Love Live or whatever? Like how does that work?
um don't know because All Stars hasn't come out yet.
So I mean,
That's
are they quote unquote school idols?
sure.
Sure.
They
Uh,
go to school and they consider themselves idols, hence they are school idols.
but they're rules, man. They're rules.
Hey, Saint Snow had two people. There was another group that was like a two-person group. I don't know. That's
There are
why I
rules.
was like, so if later on they just sort of retcon PDP to be a group, I'll be kind of bummed out. But if
Mm.
they keep that sort of, they're all individuals fighting for your love. Fighting for your love.
But there are rules. There are rules.
But you said they're distancing themselves from Love Live, so maybe they could still pull it off. Or since Love Live franchise is so good at following my advice, like in the first season of Sunshine, when um, Saint Snow goes on the stage for the first time, and Sarah says to Chica, basically like, "You think you're hot shit? Look at me." And then they do self control. I still think they should have just taken over the opening, and they just should have done self control as the opening.
Mm.
But it also kind of with with Leah at the end of that Awaken the Power episode. She's like, Saint Snow's gone, but I'm gonna start my own idol group. And what year is she in? She's a first year. And next year she'll be a second year. And what does the second year always do? starts an idol group.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Yeah, just a second.
Can you hear me? Okay.
So basically, I think if there is a next season, if they want to keep doing like things that are kind of related to each other, they could have uh, whatever Leah's idol group is, if they didn't want to do PDP, or they could just do
I
option
guess
3, which is something else entirely.
I'm just curious, like hopefully I mean I can't imagine they'll do another fucking save this school plot again. I would be I mean I would I don't know what I would be. I was like, oh god, again. But it seems like they're sort of they're in the groove of trying to tell stories. I also don't know. I mean, I guess it works out like having three like per year, and then you can sort of tell stories between each of the three groups, but also like crossing
Yeah,
like that dumb story where I what it was Dia, right, who
Aya
tries to get
and her.
yeah who tries to get them to call her. I wonder what it was in the in the dub. It's like, why don't you call me girlfriend? But like I assume
It's
I
just
assume
Chan.
it's oh
Yeah,
why don't you
they kind
uh,
of wrote themselves into a brick wall with that one.
right
Like the way they did the simuldub.
right
For example, in the first episode of the original um, Love Live dub,
hmm
they're like, oh, well, we'll just put honorifics in until Ellie tells us to stop, and then we'll stop. They didn't know 2 years ago they were going to do that. So they had to kind of work around it for an episode.
Interesting.
So that's where you got girlfriend and sweetie, and I think Yo calls her matey at one point.
I don't remember that, but it sounds plausible.
That and Shay Dolphin is best dolphin.
uh,
But yeah.
you're funny.
But also, since you watched it after the fact, I didn't bring it up because I didn't know if you'd ever see it. So I didn't want to give it away. But you missed uh, the well, I just put gate in front at the end of anything, but you missed cartwheel gate
Cartwheel gate.
For can't remember the episode, but it was the one with there's just a second. I have it on my phone. I have the title on my phone. What's the name of the song again? Phone? What's the name of the song? What's the name of the song? Oh, for Miracle Wave.
Oh yeah.
Where it shows, and like the entire episode was Chica trying to do like the backflip cartwheel,
Right.
and they're like, "Are they going to do? Are they going to do that for real?" And I'm like, "Maybe," or, since you're listening to my ideas, just troll everyone and make it a cart song.
Right.
Yeah, just have the song where it's like, look, we realize that our school is small and we have to win a lot of people over. So let's go with like a super energetic ska song and have dolphin dives and cartwheels. And then in real life, just make it a cart song. They'll love it. Anyway,
Fun times.
yeah. Also, happy party bus. Did I mention that was awesome? Happy party bus. Anybody?
Yes. It yeah. I I mean yeah, I'm glad I finished it. I it's just interesting where the series has sort of gone since just thinking about since its inception. I I I do like it whether it's PDP or it's or whatever. Like I kind of hope whatever they do, um, they either need. I think they either need to just distance. Like it has to be like far away enough from the original characters that they're not even like it's not even possible for them to be a factor, as opposed to this one where it's like I like they go back to the school again. I'm like, come on, just where's fucking Nico? Just bring out Nico. We all want Nico, but no Nico. So I kind of like just set it like 5 years in the future or 10 years in the future where there would be no reason for them to even be around. Uh,
Idols in space with Idolmax.
Idols in space.
Just have the crazy mix studio, like the studio, the Sunrise studio that did Valgrave and Cross Ange.
Right.
Just
I was
just
gonna say they should just do like the boys love live. Boys alive. I don't know what you call it.
Love Live Side M.
Sure. Exactly.
Actually, wait, no, that's infringing on another Lantis
Uta live.
Uta Live or Love Pre.
Love
No,
free. Anyway. Um
Bang Dudes. Oh wait, no, that's another series.
but yeah, I think from that I think I still need to finish Girls Last Tour at some point. I don't know.
Mhm.
Is did Funimation do that?
No, that was Amazon, so
Oh,
that's
so there will be no dub. Oh well. I guess. Oh well. So there's that, and there's a whole shitload of Gintama episodes. I didn't. I just sort of fell off on.
hmm.
But I finished Love Live. Yay! that's
Yay!
that's another old anime from last year. I could knock off the list. But yeah.
So,
And I guess so. I guess moving to this season and
uh-huh.
Love Live is it's better. I think I think it's weird. I think Sunshine is probably overall a better show than the original. Like, and that's mostly just because season one was sort of when they were just it was like, oh, we have to take this CG music video idol thing and
Right.
turn it into an actual show, and it's sort of like K-On! Season one. And so by the time they had like several years and like a couple more series under their belt as experience, they sort of they know what they're doing, and it works out pretty well. So I think in that regards, Sunshine is probably the better show. um I mean, I can't help that I just still have nostalgia for the old show. Like
Mhm.
I still think Nico is the best. So maybe if Nico showed up in Sunshine, then that would have been perfect, and that I would unequivocally say Sunshine is the is the best.
Again,
But
if Nico was the Screech to Saved by the Bell,
she
the new
she
class.
she should have been the principal of the new whatever like combined whatever thing they were gonna do at the end.
Yeah, because Mari was totally offered the job, but she declined. She's like, "Yeah, I'm taking my purple bus to Italy. Fuck all y'all. Same sky. It'll be fine."
That was a fun metaphor. We're all connected by the same sky. It's like, oh, oh,
Uh,
Mari, shiny.
yeah, I have a Mari a semi-related Murray anecdote that might come up later, but
Okay, but yeah. Anyway, I think um, I I mean, I don't know, like probably anyone who would be listening to this would have already decided to watch it or not. But I'm glad I ended up catching up with it, and just knowing what they do, like, and I think they for the most part they admirably wrote themselves out of the sort of
hmm,
school closing plot. And it actually sort of reminds me of that PA Works show, Tari Tari, from like
right.
fucking whenever ago, where it was also we'll sing to save the school, but the school is dead. Like,
Oh,
and it's like that it doesn't really matter at that point. It's just over. And it's more about like the bonds of friendship and blah blah blah. That sort of cheeseball stuff. But it works, and it works here as well. So
so
yeah,
yeah, just
I'm curious what the movie will be about, I guess.
hmm.
But there is no. I was like, where's the Tai Hen Desu moment? But there wasn't.
There's no audio to provide that moment, so oh, they just closed the curtain and that was it. But just a couple of things that I just want to mention that I thought were really good that I never mentioned before, just because I didn't want to spoil anything if you did watch it. But a couple of like self references in the show this season. In the dog episode, um, where they return the dog and
Oh, yeah,
Rico and
she becomes a little, yeah, she becomes her little devil or whatever.
yeah, and well, and they're kind of
That
both
was
on
a cute. That was also a cute moment. I guess just speaking of like, oh, let's just not. We're not even worried about the music anymore. Let's just have a thing where they're just hanging out, trying to look after a dog. It's like, yeah, why not?
but at the end when they're upset and they both draw the dogs in the sand,
Mhm.
uh, Rico's dog is based off of Rikiko's art style.
Hmm.
So when they drew it, it wasn't based on a dog. I think that she actually drew, but they're like, we know that Rico the character is supposed to be good at art, but Hirseyu isn't. So we'll just draw the dog like Hirseyu would draw it, and it'll be funny.
Uh,
Um, and also in one the last song, uh, which is kind of like what the final movie song was, which is kind of weird. Like, just in case for whatever reason the movie doesn't happen,
like a big send off.
like that was like their big kind of
Yeah.
send off song. But when they integrated Omuio, the song that they did minus Rico from last season, and they do like the shot of them that pans past Ruby and then shows them standing in front of the audience. They all have pink pen lights, which is, I'm assuming, a reference to the first live when they did that song
Hmm.
for reasons. But yeah,
That I will have to take your word for because I don't remember.
it's pretty quick. If you weren't paying attention or didn't
Sure.
watch it multiple times like I did, because that's just what I do. Yeah, it can happen. But yeah,
Cool. Love Live.
yeah.
And then I guess so. Being a little more recent, finished up Violet Evergarden, which I don't know, to me the show was a kind of mostly a disappointment. Like,
Mm,
um, it's just I don't know. Like, it's just it's not it's it's what it's it hits a lot of the beats that I should enjoy, but it was just packaged in a way that I just didn't care about it. Um, like they they maybe they should have just not done anything with the dumb war thing where it's like, you know, y- for some reason because it's an anime, you can't have the hero kill the obviously evil person, even though he's obviously evil and is going to come back to screw you in the end, which he almost does with the stupid train bomb. But it's
uh,
like whatever. It's and it's like maybe it could be about her discovering her humanity just through interactions, as opposed to shoehorning in another like action plot at the end. Like I don't and or like because yeah, like that just that whole ending storyline was sort of, it just felt like it came out of nowhere to me.
mm,
Um and and that just made it feel like, okay, well, this was like I sh I probably would have gotten more out of rewatching Aria yet again than watching the show, which I guess I'll be able to do whenever they get off their asses and put out the Kickstarter thing. But until then, it's I mean it was okay. I guess it just it could have been so much more. Like I saw like there's just a lot of potential there in terms of just you have a somewhat interesting world and you have a character who is set up to basically roam around the countryside helping people write letters, and then you learn about their lives and the state of this weird fantasy world where people are so emotionally stunted they can't they don't know how to write letters, so they just hire people to write letters for them. Like that, like that's a normal thing to do. But yeah, I just that yeah, but
yeah, that's compelling and all, and I totally get that. But what if, now just follow me here. What if on her way back from doing that, since that's so character driven with decent writing, what if she found some soldiers that were fighting because she was on the way to her base, and then she paratroops out of a plane, pulls her chute, and then dumps it, and she's like, I don't give a shit.
like,
And then,
hey, kill the obviously evil dude, you stupid soldier, just because you're like, I mean, just because you're all emo about like being a killing machine doesn't mean it's wrong not to kill the obviously evil dude in front of you who was
but I'm
just
not going to kill
shooting.
anymore
Fucking fuck. That was so
because
annoying. That was
be,
really no, and I would see, I would be fine with that if it was at least if they made the bad guys ambiguous as opposed to like mustache twirling Japanese Nazis, basically. Like, yeah, like if these are just, we're just following orders, we're just soldiers, we don't want to be in this war any more than you want to be like a robot, bleep bloop um killing machine, and that would have been fine. I would have been okay with that. Instead, it's just like, well, I like shooting people when they're dying because I'm an evil sniper guy and I like killing, ha 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 ha. And like, well, why does this guy deserve to live? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what, what are you trying to say? And again, it's like, of course he comes back to try to kill her again at the end because that's his deal. It's like, well, what it's sort of like how when I rewatched Saving Private Ryan like I don't know, a year or so ago, and
uh,
I was reminded of that dumb plot where like Tom Hanks and like all the other guys decide not to kill that one German guy after they, I don't know if you have you seen Saving Private Ryan?
No, actually.
Really? Okay, so
I I don't know how it just happened.
fair enough. I mean, I don't, whatever. But there's this part where they're like, okay, so they're like, okay, we're going to attack this German like machine gun thing, and they capture it, but one of their like friends dies, and they have like a German POW, and they're debating whether or not to kill him, and Tom Hanks is like, no, we can't. We have to, we have to be the better people or whatever. And then so it's like, okay, fair enough, that's how it is. But then they decide to write it so that at the end of the movie, that guy kills that guy kills Tom Hanks. And it's like, well, what was the point of that? So you're saying, so it was, are you basically saying Tom Hanks fucked up by not by showing mercy to this guy? Like, oh, what are you trying to say? And it was just one of those weird moments, like that, this, I mean, not the exact same thing, but it was similar enough to this. Like, why? You should just kill the evil guy. Like, the evil guy is evil. Just kill him. There's-
But what if, now this would probably make it better, but I'm just going to check just in case. What if Tom Hanks had robot arms?
you don't know he doesn't, I guess. Dun, 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 dun.
uh,
But it was just one of those moments. Like, if you're like, that's the thing, is like, if you're going to write that and have it sort of be, I don't know, somewhat ambiguous, then just make the character, make the enemy sympathetic, or at least not cartoonishly evil. And if you do that, then at least, at least it makes consistent sense, like why she would show mercy to these people. Like, maybe, maybe he maybe it's one of those things like, oh, we see your people as invading our homelands and blah blah blah, and we're just defending ourselves. And that's cliche as well, but at least it would have worked more than, I'm gonna let the obviously evil guy go, and of course, because he's an amoral douchebag, he's gonna come back and try to kill you again, and then you decide to kill him. Like, come on, come on. But so like, I think the show, if it was just like the first 6 episodes, but like more of that, where she just goes around writing letters for people, and like, I don't know, I I have problems with that episode where the mom, she gets a mother asks her to write like 18 years worth of letters to her daughter because she
uh-huh.
realizes she's dying. And it's like, well, my problem with that was just the montage at the end. It's like, okay, you didn't need to fucking show us a fucking montage. Like, we got the idea. Like, so now you just ruined the tension of your show because we realized the war is going, like, anything involving the war won't happen because we know this girl has to grow up to read these letters. So thanks a lot, show. But anyway, but anyway, like more stories like that, that's fine. I mean, they're also not terribly original either, but that, I think that was the more interesting aspect of the show than all the war stuff that didn't, like, I don't know if we needed to know her backstory, or like what happened to like her like master slash, I don't know, owner slash whatever slash boyfriend or whatever. I don't know what that relationship was, but I don't know if there was a reason we needed to know
Or,
that backstory. Like, just he was someone who died, and she doesn't understand that emotion because she was raised in like as a weapon of war, and now she learns how to love through these letters. That's all you needed. Like, you didn't need all this other war stuff. So I
hmm.
don't know. And what confuses me even more is somehow, you know, like Kyoani has famously a lot of their adaptations come from this like contest they run for like light novelists, and famously no one has ever won. Like, there've always been runner ups to this stupid contest, but no one has won. until this stupid Violet Evergarden story. So they presumably they saw this as like the best light novel thing they've ever gotten, and this is like I think Chuni is a better show than this, which is absurd, but it is. I think it is, and I think I mean I never finished that theme park show or that boogie pop phantom, like the one where they're like ghost hunters or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I'm sure those are better than this too. Like I don't know, but anyway,
Well,
I,
I don't know. I'm no contest runner, but if I run a contest and I have a runner up, but I don't have a winner, wouldn't that just make the runner up the winner?
but it's one of those weird things where the runner up is the winner, except they don't get to say they won the contest. You know what I mean?
I
They get
do.
to
I've,
they can they're only allowed to say they're the runner up. It's stupid, but I and it which is why I find it funny. Like I guess they have standards, but not really based on what what happened here. And I don't know. People say the books are different. Like they did stuff to like I think a lot of the characters it's either they don't exist in the anime or they don't exist in the book. I can't remember what, but like they apparently they did mess around with like a lot of it. So I don't know how maybe this is all on maybe a lot of my problems stem from what Kiani did to change the source material as opposed to like the source material being bad. But it's just one of those moments like where I was yeah I'm just this is what Kiani is now. Like come on, what happened? What happened to Kaon? Come on.
Heion and Lucky Star and
Even Haruhi, like
Harvey
people
for
don't like
to a certain
season.
extent.
People don't like that season. I do. I like Endless Eight. So
I like Endless Eight. It's the only show that I can watch subtitled and really enjoy because I'm like, oh, I don't have to bother reading this shit. I can just watch it like a normal person because I already know what's happening. Same thing that
um,
happened the last time, 2 times, 3 times,
right.
4 times.
Anyway,
But I agree with pretty much mostly what actually pretty much all of what you said. I didn't quite think that a lot of the military shit fit in with the rest of it, but
yeah, yeah,
you'll be happy to know though that uh, a Violet Evergarden something quoted as completely new has already been greenlit. So
yeah. There's more, whatever that means.
there'll be the Violet Evergarden slash Euphonium studio until that changes. And then occasionally they'll do something that isn't source material like Dragon Maid.
Just waiting for
And on season 3, what? Who said that? Who said that?
right, exactly. I'm curious, like what if anything will happen with oh shit, what was it? If they'll ever finish Hyoka at some point, probably not, but
God damn it, Yoga.
I guess that's where we're at now.
That last episode pissed me off so bad. Just
It did. Why? You mean the last
the,
episode of Hyoka where what happened? I don't even remember what happened in the last episode.
I think it was just an episode.
Well, they
Um,
sort of, from what I remember, they sort of. Well, he realizes that he's in love with her, or that he wants to spend the rest of his life with her, and they're like, but he doesn't say it, but it's sort of
yeah,
like,
that's it. Or he says it and then it's like a dream or some shit. And then it just ends. I'm like,
I
oh
honestly
my
don't remember.
god.
but I'll take your word for it.
You had one job, one goddamn job.
But then again,
Anime.
it also it wasn't what you call it. It wasn't like that wasn't the last book as the other thing. That was like
Yeah.
so I think there's like one or two more books after that that maybe they weren't like done yet, so they didn't.
Yeah,
Attach.
I know why it ended the way it did. I'm just saying that it ended in a way that made me angry, as opposed to in a way that made me feel good about watching.
I guess I did. Yeah, fair enough. I guess I didn't mind. I don't know.
Oh,
But anyway,
anyway,
that's me. So anything from last season you wanted to just wrap up?
boy howdy. Let's see. So, you mentioned. Uh, so this hasn't been dubbed, but if it does get dubbed, I think it would be up your alley. Um, which I want to say it was co-produced by Crunchyroll, so the likelihood of it getting a dub at some point is high. Um, but I finished Place Further in the Universe.
Hmm. What
Um,
was that about again?
it's the Antarctica Girl show.
Oh, right.
You know, Place Further than the Universe. What's that? It's the Antarctica. Oh, why didn't you just
Was
say
there
that?
like some? I was. Is there some aspect of like bullying or something in that show or something?
Kind of.
Okay, I just remember reading someone complaining about how I guess she one of the characters beat out some like upper years at some like competition or something and took their place. And
Oh, right. Kind of. Um,
I don't know.
let me just pull up because I know I think that's what that person might be referencing, maybe, and that's not the link I wanted to click on at all. Let's see, because I think that is so. It's so I like that show a lot, and I liked it so much I actually listened to the soundtrack of it, and I don't do that for very many shows.
Hmm.
Um, two shows from that season, Place for the Universe and Yuri Camp, just oh my god, so good. But let's see. So I think that was uh, Hinata. Basically, her deal, I think, is that she was in middle school, and they had she was on, I think it was a track team,
Hmm.
and her track team, I can't quite remember the specifics, but like started talking shit about her to the point where she basically either dropped out of high school or dropped out of middle school and never went to high school. But
What the? Where the fuck are these teachers? Say with silent voice. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? God damn it, Japan.
well, I could I could there's a guy on YouTube that I follow that or that I see actually, yeah, pretty much watch a lot of his videos. He was um, what's no, not I can't remember the I can't remember the program name, but like they get foreigners to come in and teach English to Japanese high schoolers,
Hmm.
and he only really talks about it when it comes up, like the things like Sonic Voice and that sort of thing that other people ask him about. But he could probably tell you some shit about how teachers in Japan are kind of the worst.
Fair enough. They're just accepted as terrible people.
Well, they're not terrible people. It's just kind of like a culture thing where they don't want to intervene because they don't want to make it awkward. And I'm like, but dude. Anyway,
anyway, yeah.
Anyway, so basically, she was bullied out of her middle school. Not only got enough money from a convenience store to go to Antarctica with the other three girls, but also took her, I think it's her high school equivalency, or is doing that on the side, so she'll
Like
basically have high
Japanese
school anyway.
GED, I guess.
Yeah. And then I think her plot line is they're in Antarctica doing a live stream, and like her old track team shows up and tries to like
to Antarctica,
or so they do a live stream from Antarctica,
right?
And they're sort of seeing the other end back in Japan, and they're there, so they're not in Antarctica. But
okay.
She's like, I think the deal is like she's trying to have like they're trying to make peace and have her forgive them.
Sure.
And kind of something that depending on how you like your drama.
Does she tell them to fuck off?
She doesn't. But the other characters do.
That's good for them.
Basically, I think it was Shirase, which is the older, or not the. I think they're the same age. It's Yuzuki, who is the older one or younger one, but she basically tells them to fuck off, and that she's our friend now and not your friend.
Damn.
She doesn't have to forgive them for anything.
Does she do it anyway because Japan?
I don't think so.
Oh wow, that's surprising.
Because pretty much every single episode has, like in Love Live, where you have like the third year drama over like 3 episodes,
right?
And like them crying about the school over 3 episodes,
right?
Imagine that same intensity in 30 minutes every week.
I thought this was a show supposed to be about like going to Antarctica, but
it is not. Though. They do that. They go there and they come back. It's just that everyone deals with their goddamn baggage every single episode. Like, and one of the last episodes, because Shirase was trying to go find her mother, who was essentially the Martian and in Antarctica.
Wait, so is she actually alive?
No,
find her?
It's unfortunately not like it in that respect, but
okay.
She basically ends up outside in a snowstorm and just is never seen again.
And they don't. So were you a Hey Arnold fan?
Kind of, sort of, but not really. Okay. I was aware, but
did you watch because they for some reason they decided to finally make the ending movie that explained where his parents went.
Oh,
his parents. I don't know if you remember Hey Arnold. I don't know. I guess that just reminded me of Hey Arnold when you brought that up. But, Hey Arnold, like one of the story, like he lives with his grandpa because his parents went missing after going on some kind of like expedition into the jungle, and that was sort of one of the threads that was sort of airing across like all, I don't know, 200 episodes of the show, and they were supposed to make a movie to answer all that questions, and then the show got canceled, and then Nickelodeon decided to give up on it. But so this movie, they're like, yeah, they were just they were sort of trapped by this like hallucinogenic like gas that made all the adults in the jungle fall asleep, and
Uh-huh.
that's where they were for like 4 years.
Oh crap! I was gonna. Oh,
Like, so I was
so
like, maybe I was just wondering if like this mother, she's like she's been eating snow for 4 years. Like
yeah,
she has,
no,
she
not
has
quite.
snowmen as friends. She built her snow family. It's like meet your sister, Snow Girl.
Sadly, no. And
Mm.
then like that like that sort of dramatic moment of that episode is Shirase and everybody kind of going to one of the old bases, or actually, no, it was like the old base in Antarctica for the Japanese, and they're like, "We have to find something," and they're all freaking out trying to like find something that belonged to her mom. And she's like, "No, like everybody, it's okay, I'm fine. It doesn't matter." And they're like, "It does matter." And then they find her laptop.
Wait, is this Annihilation? Is Did they find an alien pretending to be her mother, and then she's like
No,
pretend she tells everyone that that's actually her mother, and isn't and hides the fact that she's an alien because it's the only way she can get her mother back.
no, it's a rival. She is her own mother, and she controls nonlinear time.
Oh,
No, unfortunately, her mom's dead,
oh.
dead and buried under snow, and it's very sad.
Wait, did they? I mean, did someone bury her, or they?
They kind of, I assume it was well, it was shown as being a blizzard, so I assume
Oh, like they don't find her like
no,
body, right? Or
no.
okay.
Come on, this is a show about four girls going to
I
going
don't
to Antarctica. Like,
know. I don't
sure, has like a dramatic
know.
culmination every single goddamn episode, but it's not going to show a dead
I don't
body.
know. I don't know. Anime can get weird.
True, but no, not in this case.
So one story is about dead mom, one story is about bullying. What's the other story then?
So the other story is Yuzuki, who is just an adorable little lovely human being that, because she's like a child star, doesn't have any friends and doesn't know what having a friend is.
So she's just lonely because she's an idol or whatever.
Yeah. And that any friends she tries to make are all fake, and
Because they just want her money or
yeah, or want to say
whatever.
that she's friends with them and all this kind of stuff.
Oh.
And then her dramatic moment is them in Antarctica being like, this is just what friends do. They sometimes,
Now you know what true friendship is.
yeah. And
Oh.
then everybody hugs. And then, oh
Oh.
my God. And their love melts all the snow in Antarctica, and the entire world drowns. Thank you. But man, that ending was dark. But
That's that's yeah, cool. I mean,
no, like no, the ending was at night when they watched the aurora borealis,
so
because
I
they were
yes,
far enough north to see it, and it was nighttime. So technically, the ending was very dark.
I was just I assume I know what the yes I'm assuming what the ending is. It's sort of like it's actually reminds me of I mean not as dramatic but sort of like the climbing girls
Right. Encouragement
anime.
to climb.
Yeah, from I guess was that 2 years ago or last year? I can't remember.
Oh no, it's 2 years or more, I think, at this point.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's cool. I
yeah, and
I kind of is that dubbed?
it isn't, but because Crunchyroll owns a portion of it, I hope it
Oh,
will be at some point.
they will. Well, if would Funimation be doing that, or would that be someone
Possibly.
else? Hmm, interesting. I don't even know what. Yeah, it's weird because I guess like Sony owns Funimation now, right, or something like
Uh,
that.
yes.
So I don't know. I guess it's just, do they have any interest in making any? And it's weird because Sony owns Aniplex, so
Hmm.
technically you would sort of expect the those two companies to sort of get together or whatever. I don't know how these deals work, and
Yeah.
but then yeah, so it's very. I mean, I guess I wonder how long this sort of weird deal that Crunchyroll and Funimation have will last
Hmm.
going forward, but because Crunchyroll is owned by another, like they're not independent, right? They're owned by someone as well.
Yes. I can't remember who, but yes.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Um,
Um,
but
anything else? Wait,
um,
so Eurocamp is a different show,
yes.
but it's also about camping.
Yes. That's also
So
produced by Crunchyroll,
where do they
partially.
camp if not in Antarctica?
In
Just
I
in the
don't know the
woods or
exact area, but
out in like a forested area.
yeah, in Japan, uh, campgrounds around Mount Fuji, I think, because one of the characters had named Rin gets a moped early on. I want to say she goes as far as around Hokkaido, but I can't remember anymore. It's been a while.
So
But
so is it also another one of these like um girls come together in friendship and
uh huh,
love and
yeah, uh
camping
huh,
brings us all together
uh
and
huh,
so on and so forth.
yeah.
That's
And it's adorable, and I love it.
that's cool. I mean, those I mean that I mean I do like those shows. So I if I had time, I kind of wish I had time to go back and watch them. But that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's also one of those shows where it's like
Wait, so
they're
is there a goal are they like, do they want to go to some ultimate place to camp like in the Antarctica show, or is it just they just camp whenever
they
they
just
want?
camp for the joy camping.
Like there's no like arc like, oh, we have to go, I don't know, we have to buy tickets to, I'm not even sure where, like America to go camping at Mount Rushmore or whatever
Not
because
quite,
I don't know.
because it starts off with like the uh, the outdoor camping wherever club only has two members, and they their club room is like a broom closet,
Oh,
and
I see. It's one of those, we is it one of those we have to save the
it
club and
it
get new
well
members.
no, it starts off like it might be, and then so it's like I can't remember the other two's names, but they come across Nadeshko, the main character,
Hmm.
and she's like, "Oh, camping's cool. I met this girl who's like really cute that was camping, and I like camping too. So camping." And then
It's okay.
they're like, "Wait a minute, I'm that may not that's not actual dialogue, but I can't confirm or deny that." But and then they kind of do like their Ritsu um um oh my god. Ritsu Yui
Mugi, Mio,
Mugi. Yeah.
Azusa.
The
There's only five of them. That's
Mio, there we go.
Mio.
I was like, God, I'll get it eventually. So they do the Ritsu and Mio thing where they go off to the side and not Ritsu's like, hey, if we can get her to join and get another member, we can get a bigger room.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, so that's going to be the plot, kind of, if you could call it like a plot, and that's using that very loosely already.
Sure.
Um, And then she joins, and then they're like, hey, what if we get Rin and her friend to join? Then we'll have like 5 members, and we'll get to move out of this shitty closet. And then they're like, hey, Rin, want to join the camping club because you like camping? No. Oh. What about your friend? No, I'm good. Oh, okay.
But then they convinced them anyway.
Actually, no, they still don't join, but they still camp together.
Hmm. Okay.
They're like they pull a DJ from Star Wars and they're like, don't join. But
Your droids are in another. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
they're in another tent. But yeah, and it's one of those shows where the backgrounds are very nice looking because they're based off of real locations that the production team may or may not have been paid, so people go there to stay.
Right.
And it's kind of like, hey, why is the background so good? And it feels like the characters are just plopped in front of them. That's probably why. But anyway, it's still good. Let's see.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I was thinking about it, like I kind of want to watch Hana Yamata again, which is basically just uh, girls just getting together for another niche hobby that no one in real life would be interested in, but but then they learned to like, oh, friendship, blah blah blah, and, yada yada yada. But anyway,
And then that guy in the store who's like, I'm a big scary bald head dude, and then he's actually really nice.
yes, he ends up helping them. Oh,
Hana Yamata.
good times. I still can't believe that was when I was in a bit of a like Japanese Vita game kick, and I bought that and a couple of other games based on anime that came out that year. It's like I barely understand how to play it, but anyway.
You just need to play more Japanese import games,
Right.
clearly. But then I've just been, I don't know. I watched Pop Team Epic. That was good, I guess. Sometimes I didn't quite know exactly what they were referencing because I'm not
So so is it
not quite my thing, but
so is it like is it basically I don't know Simpsons or Family Guy esque in sort of sorry in sort of what it is or like what
kind of maybe if I don't know. It's hard to say because
yeah
I don't.
I don't I yeah well yeah that's just I don't know what it is, so I'm just kind of curious.
I don't know
And
what it is either.
I sort of vaguely understand what it is, but I also don't know what it is.
So there's this girl named Peep Me, and this other girl named Popko. And for 10 minutes, they're voiced by girls, and then the next 10 minutes, they're voiced by dudes.
Yes,
That's
and
all I got.
that is apparently a joke from the book where I guess they're like speculating on who would voice these characters, and they joked that it would be these two male seiyus, and there it is.
Yeah, so that was a thing. Then currently I'm watching still because it's ongoing. Darling in the Franxx, which yeah. Did you ever watch like a show like Evangelion and say these themes are a little bit too hard for me to understand? I wish someone would water them down for me. Well, that's Darling in the
That was
Franxx.
like, I guess that Do you want a show that explains everything to you? Like, no, not really.
Well, not it doesn't explain everything to you, but everything is just so obvious. It's not.
Mm.
It's like, although I'm not quite sure because the most recent episode, maybe there's another episode that follows it, but I knew it was coming up. I just didn't know when. But so basically, it's a show where giant robots are piloted by two pilots, and they and the the girl gets on her knees, and then joysticks come out of her butt, and then the dude stands behind and pilots the mech.
What? Are you sure this was anime that you were watching?
Yes.
uh,
It's called a Franks, and it's a highly complicated, and not anyone can pilot it. You need parasites, which is what the pilots are called, and the girls, when they're performing their roles and duties, are called pistols, and the boys are called. Actually, is it triggers? I want to say that it should be triggers, but it's not. And they're called triggers, and they have to. There's like a cooperation, synchronization meter that they have to fill for the robot to be functional. And like I mentioned, the joysticks kind of just pop out of the girl's butt because it's part of the suit. It's not anything weird. It's just a mechanical thing, and that that was just the most the thing that made the most design sense.
That's just where they are.
That's just where they are. And then that's how they pilot the robots.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, like, yeah.
So, like, yeah.
And I don't know. It's kind of dumb.
So, I guess, do they save the world, or
they haven't saved it yet? They're still working on it.
Is it still airing?
It is still airing.
I see.
Also, one of the actually, I think two of the characters may or may not be gay, and the only reason I knew that is because someone told me. So maybe their themes aren't as not subtle as I thought.
Fair enough. That's funny. Anyway. Anything else?
So just briefly, because I want to get to a couple other things from this season that we're going into, but I did do the the quad anime dump that was on Netflix through like the month of March. That was Be the Beginning, Ico Ico Incarnation, Children of the Whales, and Sword Guy, the animation. Sort of just going briefly, I watched Sword Guy, the animation, but it was really kind of dumb and stupid. So I just kind of skipped out on the last couple episodes because I kind of gave up.
Wait, these are all 13 or whatever?
Yeah, about 13, 12 episodes, yeah.
What is Sword Guy? I mean, other than, is it literally?
Kind of. It's not Sword Guy as in like the
I'm a sword guy.
DUI, but it's like there's this boy and
He's a
there's
guy.
this cursed, and he is a guy, but again, it's sword, GAI, so it's not,
Oh, I
so
see.
it's different, but so basically there's swords that have shitty owners. And when the shitty owners die or are killed in shitty ways because they're shitty and they killed a lot of people, their souls go into the sword and become demon swords. And then when people find these swords, they either kind of live with it, or they get devoured by the demon and they turn evil into monsters.
Mm.
So there's this woman who gets possessed by one of the swords, and then she kills herself, but she was pregnant, so
Oh,
gives birth to sword guy and is found with the sword and is found by a blacksmith, and then early on the sword cut it, like he gets his arm cut off by the sword. So the blacksmith guy is like, hey, what if I made you a robot arm out of this sword
and he's
and
like,
gave
cool.
that robot arm maybe? So he did.
He's like, I'll take a robot arm.
Well, let's have sure I'll take a robot arm, and we're like, oh, I woke up and I have a robot arm.
Oh,
Um,
it was just forced on him.
yeah. Guess what? It's not very good.
How, but how many? Wait, you said you're near the end though. Like, how many?
I stopped at episode 11, and then I was just like, eh.
God damn, man, that is the end.
Well,
That's
no, I had episode 11 and 12 left, so there's still a whole like 45 minutes. Sword guy. I don't know what'll happen.
I
It's
guess. I
just
mean,
so
I guess on
so
the one hand,
riveting.
that's the right decision. On the other hand, it's like you're already. I mean, on the one hand, don't waste the hour on something you know you won't want to watch, but also I just find it funny. Like, it's like, oh, this isn't that good right at the end. But
Well, it was just one of those things where I was like, you don't really think about how many episodes have passed until Netflix comes up saying, "Are you still watching this?" And then you're like, "Am I?" Yeah, I'll give it another episode, and then it's actually
am
another
I
episode,
actually still
and
watching
asks
this?
you again, and
That's
you're like,
funny.
"Well, I don't know. It could be. What time is it?"
That's hilarious.
But and then you'll notice a pattern here of how I'll list these. Um, the next was Ico Incarnation, which is kind of upsetting because it was the one I was kind of looking forward to the most. Um, I don't know if you saw it, but there was like a trailer of uh, like dudes in 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 like kind of space combat suits with like
No.
rollerblade esque things that came out around. I think it was around November, December ish of last year,
Nope.
and they were like getting uh, chased by this giant red mass glob thing.
Nope.
Okay, so I was like, sign me up for that. Oh, and I think it's Bones. I think it was pretty sure. Uh, that's cool. Give me more of that, please. And as it turns out, that was like the first couple, like the first 10 minutes of the first episode. And then it kind of went downhill from there.
Mm.
Uh, with like a bunch.
How far did you get?
Oh, I finished it.
That one, you're like, okay, okay, fair enough.
And I should have figured it out earlier because I had to watch it subtitled. And you're like, wait, it has a dub. Why did you change it to subtitle?
Why
Because
did they change it?
the dub is bad.
Oh,
And you don't hear me say that very often.
right.
Like in the worst case, it's yeah, it was pretty bad, but I got used to it. You know, Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
But yeah, they're like, you know, it's not that case at all anymore. I find, but you know, when people usually say when they're trying to say that or prove their point that subs are better, they say, "Oh well, the English dialogue is stupid and it always sounds out of place and all that kind of stuff." And you're like, well, that would have probably been true in like the 80s and 90s for anime, but not so much anymore.
But this one goes back to
But this one, it's like
that. Is it
um,
is anyone is it like just like totally random new people, or is there anyone you
pretty
know?
much
Okay.
like the studio is credited for doing the dub of like all of the languages. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the deal was there, but
Okay.
I'm just like, I oh, and they were having like an honorifics problem at like in the first like 15 minutes. I was like, no, I just can't
Fair.
because there were characters that were like I couldn't. I even watched it again subtitled just to figure out if I could distinguish between the voices. Um, like early on, the main character Aiko gets hit by a baseball. Then you have you have a bunch of people running over, and someone says Aiko, and then another person says Aiko, except in both languages. Well, in the Japanese, the voices sound very similar, except one says Aiko-san, and then the other person says Aiko-chan. And I think they're supposed to be two separate people, but in the English dub, in the dub, it sounds like they gave the line to the same person.
So it sounds like the same.
Yeah, so it sounds like the same person saying Aiko with two separate honorifics,
Hmm.
and then the next scene is Aiko doing I don't know something, and she meets one person. She's like, "Oh, hi, Dave," and then, "Oh, hi, Nurse Chan," or whatever. I'm like, "Wait, so you're using honorifics for some people and not other people?" I'm out. And then I changed it because I'm just like, maybe there's just one person in this show that I can stand. And I'm like, no, not really. And then it just kind of goes off the rails from there, where it's like, so there's this like giant red mass thing that's going to kill us all. But it just hurts. It just hurts to even think about it.
But you still finished it.
I still finished it. Mostly because it was like, it'll start making sense, right?
Because that's how anime always works.
Yeah. And I'm like, so is Netflix just like making or like sponsoring anime shows to be made that are like anime from like 15, 20 years ago? Where it's like, I can't quite figure out if this is just convoluted bad or if it's so above my
There's just some
intellectual
algorithm.
pay grade that I just don't get it.
Right.
Because
That's funny.
that was kind of like my thinking of like when I watched like Ghost in the Shell for like the first time and like Witch Hunter Robin. And I'm like, the reason I don't get it is because I'm not smart enough. And now I'm just like, no, I don't think it makes any sense. I'm sorry.
Uh, oh wow.
But
That's there was one more, right? Or was that
two more.
two more?
So Children of Whales,
That's
or Children of the Whales. Um,
Are whales a metaphor or are they actually whales? That sigh.
so they're whale-esque.
They're whale-esque.
So it's like they're basically islands that have uh, entities in them called the Nos. In most cases, they devour your emotions. But there's this one Nos that devours your life force instead. So you get to be your emotional self, but you'll only live for like 20 years. But so they tower islands that are mound shape that move in the currents in this giant desert. So they're very whale like, but not actually whales. They're called mud whales because they're like whales, but they're
Sure.
earth. So they're made of mud whales.
Sure.
So it's about this one
This
mud
all sounds
whale.
perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. And they find one mud that so it follows characters on mud whale, and it follows the third episode rule where you're like, oh, I could get behind this. Oh, and that girl's best girl. And then third episode comes and oh, she's dead.
That's
But
how they get you.
that's how they get you. And then they're like, well, I have to stick it through for the event for best girl to be avenged. So guess I'm in it for the long haul.
But do you have to?
I did.
I did. Uh,
So not as bad as Lyco, not as bad as Sword Guy, but I don't know. More like 90s, early aughts anime. But it looked pretty, but there were times where you had that weird like character separation where it's like, I'm not buying this anymore. That background's too weird with you standing in front of it. But anyway.
sure.
And then lastly, Be the Beginning, which is actually kind of, I found the better of the four. It's kind of like, stop me if you heard this before. So there's this guy. He's like Sherlock Holmes, except he's Japanese. But he doesn't live in Japan. He lives in not Europe.
Ooh.
It's this country no one's heard of and doesn't resemble anything except for a vaguely European country, but Japan still exists and is referenced as a country.
Japanese Europe.
Japanese Europe. And it's basically like this weird. So I'm not quite sure which is like the A story or B story or which takes the precedence. But so you have one story that's your Sherlock Holmes guy trying to solve a series of murders. And then you have, actually, no, that's the B plot, and I'll get to that. Because they're looking for the killer, and his name's B because he leaves a blood calling card behind that looks like the letter B. So we'll call that the B plot. And then the A plot is the killer.
Is there someone who leaves a calling card of A?
No, although I'll get to that. So you have the killer and his deal and what he's trying to do and accomplish, but he's not really a killer. He's killing bad people, but he's still killing people. You could say that plot line's very anime because he's also a genetic reincarnation of possibly an angel. So not only is it very anime, but he's also an angel. So he's the B plot, or he's the A plot.
A plot.
And it just kind of reads between the two and doesn't spend enough time on one or the other. So when it all kind of ends, it kind of just kind of spins out of control and doesn't really... It lost me at the end, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
I think that seems like a theme for all these shows you've been watching.
Yeah. One literally lost me at the very end. And then a lot of them are just kind of okay up until the end, where it's like, yeah, but B beginning, I like the characters in it, so that makes it the better of the four.
What about this? So is the last one any good, or were you saving the best for last?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Well, that was it. But yeah.
I think I must. So it was the sword guy, Eco, Wales, and B.
The beginning. So there could be more.
But not A.
But not A.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah.
Is that it for the old stuff?
Pretty much. Oh, Yamato's still being Yamato, so...
All right. Yeah, did you so what episode?
I am on episode 23, so I'm going into 24.
That's I'm surprised. I mean, you would, if they would had the movie, you would think they would have it ready to go right after the show ends, but I guess not. But that, I mean, you're almost there. Like, I think by that point they make it.
They just made it to
they just made it to the planet. Okay.
They fulfilled the statement in the original theme song.
Of the theme song.
Which is one thing, I don't know if I said this before about the show, but they get a lot of work out of that thing.
They like that theme song.
They do.
And you can just...
It's a good theme song, but also it's like, you know...
You change like... you change like the speed or the tempo or like the tone, and it becomes like a happy song, a sad song, a mysterious song.
Yeah, it's like the Imperial March in a major key compared to the Imperial March in a minor key. Two entirely different songs. But yeah, I don't know. I think the only complaint that I have about the show is, and this is kind of being nitpicky, I've probably brought this up before, but now that I have essentially the full context, I can sort of address it in its entirety. I think the Eurisha and Mori thing could have been closer together.
In what sense?
So if you found out their identities in the mutiny episode or just after the mutiny episode, I think it would have paid off more.
I don't. It's just one of the things I just don't remember. So
Basically,
I'll have
like
to take your word for it.
so they figure out the identities like an episode or two uh, before the mutiny, and it's
Mhm.
just the mutineers are just like their only sort of point is saying that it basically denying it. Where if they didn't mention it earlier, they might have foreshadowed it, but um, it would have made more. I think it um, would have had a little bit more tension. Also, um, when they board the ship to at that point take Mori because they think he's Iskandarian. It ends up that her and what's her name, um, Miyuki, the one who is uh, being possessed by Arisha, are actually in the same hallway together when they take her away.
Right.
So if so basically if you as the viewer found out that she actually was just a human at the same time that the Gamelons did, it would have been more of a plot twist, like more of a better reveal or plot twist. But since they were super heavy on the foreshadowing beforehand, who even knows? Because it would have probably just have been like, well, yeah, duh. But anyway, I'm just trying to find something to nitpick because everything else about it's so good. So there.
I feel it. I don't remember. Like it feels like they like even early on they sort of talk about how everyone sort of they look familiar and they look like human and they so I but then it's just been a while, but
Mm,
it just feels like something they brought up early on, just sort of in the context of it's weird these aliens, you know, it's weird that we have an alien that sort of just looks like one of our crew members, but
mm. But and then the only other thing is um, just trying to think because I'm pretty because Dessler's still alive in.
did his ship like I can't so does his ship blow up? I can't remember
So
if that point it blew up yet
like
or
the
not.
whole base blows up that the ship is in.
Right.
So, but I think he's still around. But anyway, that's not really my point. The point that again, just trying to sort of think of weird nitpicks that I have.
Because it was funny because so I don't I guess if this is a spoiler I just don't remember
Eh,
it like so they blow like he's about to like so he sort of he goes insane and starts um like first he tries to blow up his basically his planet or whatever
uh-huh,
and Yamato saves the planet and then he's like I'm gonna blow up the Yamato once and for all and then they they blow him up and then his ship explodes but then you see if you look carefully an escape pod like sort of break off like right before it explodes, which I thought was hilarious. Because particularly because people didn't notice at the time, and they thought, oh wow, they killed him. It's like, no, no, look, it was funny. It's like, here are the screenshots. You see this stupid escape pod ejecting right when the thing blows up. So I just, to me, that's just a funny moment. And I guess it's not a spoiler, but he in 20, well, I guess it is a spoiler, but it, I'm sure maybe you'll forget by the time 22
No, it's fine
airs.
because I already know that. Well, first of all, I liked him because he was just a great sort of not mustache twirly, but so sort of
He's
like a
he's sort of he's evil in like that. I guess what's that, like, what's the D&D sense, like
chaotic evil,
yeah, or lawful, like, I guess lawful evil. I don't know, like,
right? Like lawful, yeah, because
yeah,
lawful is evil, but still
like
like
really,
will follow the rules.
right,
Like,
authoritarian, and like, I'm gonna bring order to the world to make it better because I'm the only one who can talk to the Iskandarians and blah 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 and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, so it's so yeah, he becomes at least like a mini boss in the second in the second season. So he's back,
okay,
which is interesting. But
I figured because I already thought he was dead before.
I
So the fact that he's still alive doesn't necessarily shock me at all.
yeah, I think in the original, like, um I th- I think in the original he becomes like an ally, but like I just, it's been so long, I just don't remember. Um,
Probably that sounds very anime,
but yeah, but anyway,
but yeah, he kind of does a sudden heel turn that was kind of hard to believe, but or at least in my opinion, but
yep.
yeah, because just like for Gamelons, Arbella. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna drop a space station on you, but anyway.
He's ready to, like, yeah. I mean, he gives zero fucks.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward
Yeah, I wonder, did they
to
announce when this the I mean, I guess it's still not even finished. I mean, it'll be finished probably by the end of the year in Japan. So I guess, I don't know, are they just gonna wait? So
maybe.
I guess the joke is it'll be 2020 2022 instead of, it'll be like 100 years before the actual show. But probably not, I guess. But
Yeah, it'll be those weird date moments like when you realize that Evangelion took place in 2015.
does it really? I don't even remember
I'm
that.
pretty sure it does,
That's hilarious.
but and I'm just like 2015, and you're still using those bulky, shitty CRT monitors. Like, what the fuck, man?
The 80s.
You can make a giant robot, but you come
The,
on, priorities. You got to stare at that thing all day.
the, the 80s are hilariously optimistic, I guess.
we'll we'll have flying cars and giant robots and portable phones. It'll be like the size of a brick. But anyway,
Indeed.
I'm looking
Um,
forward to the next couple episodes where I'm hoping I get to hear riveting conversations between humans and Iskandars, starting like, "Hi, so we're here for that thing that'll terraform our planet so it's livable. Can we have it, please? Yeah, but we gave you a warp drive and you made a gun.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
you
is
gave warp drive to Dessler. He also made a gun. What's your
that
point?"
that is sort of the central conflict of the end of the season, and also of the new season, actually, which is interesting.
Mhm.
It's I mean the obvious like nuclear weapons parallels
Mm,
are very clear, and so it's yeah, like I've always, it's interesting to have, you know, like a Japanese sci-fi show basically be anti-nuke because of the history, but it
mm,
yeah, it, I I'm curious, I'm trying to think, I can't remember how it actually ends. Because now the only thing I can think of is the movie ending, which sort of supplements and comes after the TV show ending. So I yeah, maybe we'll talk about it again whenever we do another one of these episodes.
mm.
Because yeah, it literally, I'm like, how does it end? I mean, obviously they get home, but what happens after that? I don't
Mm.
remember. But anyway, yeah.
Uh,
Anything else
no, that's pretty much it from that
from last
season.
season?
Let's see.
Are you enjoying the? I mean, the dub's fine, I guess. The Yamato dub.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the only thing I watch, so
Hmm,
it's a good time.
cool. Um, I guess so. I was thinking about it. There were two things I watched from this season. One is um uh I had no idea, but there was an Amanchu. There's a sequel to
Oh right,
Amanchu.
yeah, it's the sequel to Manchu.
So yeah, speaking of like girls and weird hobbies and friendships, and that's the show. The first episode is, it's not a recap, but it's a thematic recap. It's like, oh, why I'm now I know why I'm friends with Pikari, because she's like always so super happy and excited about diving, and she's my friend and I'm so happy to be her friend, and yada yada yada. You know. So there's that.
And
Uh
Dirt Faces, I
yes,
assume.
and their places. I mean, those are also in Aria quite a bit. So yeah. um so it's just I wonder, I don't know why, like I had no idea people didn't like those faces until I started reading about Aria, and so I can imagine the people have the same opinion about the show. Um what else? And oh, the other thing was, I guess, I get, is it out? I don't know if it's out yet or it was a leak or whatever, like the new Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I think it
Uh,
initially leaked and then now it's out for real, but the I watched the first episode of that before the it was subbed, so I sort of, it was more just out of curiosity than understanding anything that really
mhm.
happens. um they I I get why people, yeah, I don't like the character designs either. I get why people really hate the character designs, but I don't, I guess I don't care enough about the property to hold a strong opinion, but I can certainly see, like, yeah, there's no reason you had to update these. Like, you could have used the old 80s design and they would have looked fine. Um there was, I guess, the one big space battle that I was sort of just curious to see how they render, and it's still a little bit of a mess just because like the scale of Legend of Galactic Heroes is insane. It's,
Mhm.
you know, thousands of ships, so it's literally just CG blobs flying around and exploding each other. Like, I mean, I guess what can you do? But I don't
Ironically,
know.
the ships are CG, the explosions hand drawn.
Hmm.
That's not true, but
That would be funny. They or they just cut and paste like
it's like
five,
the '60s Batman.
right? Um, what else? But yeah, there's not. I don't really have. I don't know. I think, like, because I sort of, I was going to watch the show and then I sort of, the original, and it sort of dropped off just because after I don't know episode 20 or so, just it's I'm curious what they'll do because um like so I guess I don't know if we had an episode where Sentai announced that they were releasing the entire series, like the entire old
Mhm.
series, as an $800 box set, a Blu-ray box set.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, that like, it's a weird franchise, and I kind of wonder like what I wonder like what would be the best entryway. Like, I mean, probably the original, but I'm sort of at a point where if I'm gonna watch this, I'm probably just gonna watch the new one.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I know I did see it was subbed. I still don't know if it's out yet for real, but I did see that. I don't know if they're someone just fan subbed it or if they put it out. Like
Mm.
I think Funimation. I think it's Funimation that has the new
Yeah.
series. But
It's out on Crunchyroll, and it will be.
okay, so there, yeah, okay, so yeah, I'll probably check it out if I have time. Just out of just I because I sort of want to know, and I know enough about the show just to know like the things they may have changed, but it'll be interesting. Like like my understanding is they're not even doing like a 200 episode thing, so I don't even know
Mhm.
what that necessarily means for like whether or not this is a just a complete like reboot or are they like trying to remake it and compress some of the old series into like take like a few episodes and put them into one or I don't
Right.
but anyway.
Well, let's just hope it's not a reboot,
A reboot.
because those are
Oh,
bad.
did you want to
Anyway,
talk about the reboot?
only because, well, not really, because I haven't really seen it. Just heard about it and how god awful it is. But
I was so the I guess I only so I watched so I watched a thing on YouTube. They're like, even if you don't care, watch episode 10, and
right.
so I did that, and that's when they finally showed like the mainframe and like Bob and Enzo and
Oh, you mean the
Dot.
dead frame,
Oh,
where it's like them and all of the other binomes are gone?
oh, oh.
Only frame.
But I mean, I don't know. It's that's a weird. And Lost Netflix just did the Lost in Space reboot as well, where they the robot that helps Will Robinson is like a Geth. He
Oh, great.
it looks exactly like a Geth or like it's like
Right. Yeah, that's
the cra-
the. Yeah, it's on their art,
yeah. I'm like,
on the
I mean, I guess you
on the
can.
Netflix home screen.
Yeah,
It's basically this kid looking at a Geth.
it's like I guess you can't have like the dumb looking robot from like the old show, but I don't whatever.
He
And
doesn't
and
have the like the fins on the side, the articulated kind of eyelid thing that the Geth have, or at least that Legion had.
it's close enough. I would say it's like a cross between the Geth and like one of those dog things from Horizon Zero Dawn. If you played that
Oh right,
game,
yeah.
but
I got that
anyway,
confused with Interstellar for a second.
Interstellar.
They weren't
Oh,
like
what
the monolith
the
thingy,
slab?
the
Yeah,
slab thingies.
they had a name, but I forgot what they're called. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. What? Oh, no, that's gonna bother me. What? Because I remember they had a stupid name, but I can't remember what it is right now. I, I'm gonna type it.
But
There's
you don't you don't fact check during podcasts.
Stellar Robot. Ours, that's what it is.
Ours, right?
Um, and they all have names like Case and whatever. Anyway,
Anyway,
um, I was oh yeah, and yeah, that for me that reboot is hilarious because I sort of got bored as well, and I just skipped to the last episode, and it's only in the last episode at the very end as a cliffhanger that they actually get lost in space, and it's like fuck off. uh, I was like, God damn it. But anyway, so yeah,
Wait, so you're
Netflix,
saying
Netflix,
for the
man.
entire episodes, they knew exactly where they were at all times while
Yes,
being in space?
the first 10 episodes are they're trapped in space,
Oh,
which is different from
well,
being
then it
lost in
should be
space.
called Trapped in Space,
It
clearly,
should
then.
be. Yes. It's only until the end where they get sucked into this like wormhole thing that they are actually lost in space.
Ah,
But
it's not like the Andromeda and they're just kind of frozen in space. They're actually
no,
lost in space.
they are you see them get sucked into space and the guys like the other humans that are there like what the fuck, and that's the end. That's
You
the
know,
cliffhanger.
Andromeda with the space show from the son of the guy from Star Trek, starring Hercules and Aquaman.
Oh man, I remember him being salty that the show was canceled and like why it wasn't as he was wondering why it wasn't as popular as like I don't know Star Trek or whatever. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding, Kevin Sorbo? But anyway, um, yeah, reboots. So yeah, I guess I'm curious, like because I think I saw the plan was that it's only 13 episodes, and so and they're gonna do movies, I guess, and it's like, well, what how, how does that work? But what I don't know. Okay, you do you. Production IG slash Legend of the Galactic Heroes people, and also somehow Sentai. I think's. I mean, I guess there will be people who buy this $800 box set. I don't know who that would be, but I guess good luck to those guys as well. And yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
in their defense, I've bought two box sets that have a rough value of almost $800. Well, I haven't actually gotten the second one yet, but I will.
I guess I mean I paid for the Aria thing, which I can't remember how much that was, but even then, like you would think like for something that would actually need a Kickstarter, like Legend of the Galactic Heroes makes way more sense than Aria, but here we are. Somehow it's why I still think Sentai is some kind of weird money laundering like scheme because they're the actual business model makes zero sense. But anyway. um yeah, those are the two new things I watched from this season. So actually
Okay.
I just remember so I remembered I actually had things to talk about. But um I know I want you to talk about Horse Girls because
Oh, but you see,
that
uh, we gotta. You don't start with the showstopper.
yes.
Then you have to end the show. You got to have the
is,
shitty
is
matches that lead up to the main event. You see,
is the Horse Girls is the main event?
look, I don't want to spoil anything, but let me just tell you what a couple things first. Because just a couple things, because man, this season's like a friggin' like we were saying before the show. It's like early aughts up in here. Like got Full Metal Panic, friggin' Steins Gate Zero, which man, like you'd think a show about time travel where you're pretty sure the timeline you're in won't get you confused, but it does. Um, and then there's like the pre-mentioned Amanchu and Legend of the Galactic Heroes and Sword Art Online, which, other than the first episode being just, let me tell you how PUBG works without a force field. I'm like, I don't even play first-person shooters, but I think I got it. No, you're still gonna tell me about okay and how okay, yeah, and people die when you shoot at them. Got it right. Good. Okay, I get. No, we're still doing this. Okay, all right, fine. Well, you're sort of online, so I don't know. Maybe I was expecting too much. Yeah, I was. But anyway, um, so there's that.
I guess
And
that sort of it's actually based on the gun thing, right?
yes, it's Gun Gale Online, which is great because it's
So is it set after or like
I
or
don't know.
is it even like related?
From what I can tell, the show doesn't care, so I don't either.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like the main character. She's like super tall in real life, so she plays a virtual game where she plays a short girl.
She has a height complex.
Yes. And because it's sort of online, I'm assuming hilarity ensues.
Do they meet each other?
Oh, maybe. Like seriously, like the first, you think I'm joking, but I'm not. Like it was all like, how do guns work?
Wait, did they
So
just
if
assume no one has watched the original or whatever? Like this is just people
I guess
don't understand like the VR rules of this world and all that.
basically,
That's funny.
because it's like we're in a, it's called a team deathmatch where you're in teams and you kill the other teams. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Let's
So
go.
they don't even bring up the fact that some crazy guy trapped people in a VR game for several years and killed anyone who tried to disconnect or whatever from the system.
Look, that's totally not a problem now. It may have been in the past where some guy was killing people online again when they said that that wasn't possible, but that's only because they were doing some convoluted scheme of like looking over your shoulder to get your address, and then while you're logged in, showing him to your house and sticking you with a needle. Like that takes a lot of work, and I don't know if you know this, but people who play video games are lazy. So all we have to do is look out for the crazy people, and then nobody will die.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. Uh-huh.
Yeah. See, we're on the same page. Moving on. Don't bring it up again.
Moving on.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it was half. This is what guns do, and half. You can tell those guys are special forces that are training because they're in sync and do military stuff. I'm like, okay, sure, I guess.
But it's a video game.
And then the main character at the end wins by using super speed because you spent the entire about 99.9% of the episode being like, oh, look how realistic our game is. And then the main character like pops out of his suitcase.
Did she like hack the game or something?
No,
Is
I
she a
don't
beater?
know. And she's just like, yo, I got super speed. I'm like,
Right?
what?
She's a beater.
She's a beater. She's such a freaking beater. But anyway, whatever. It's just Sword Art Online.
Sure.
But
Let us move on.
yeah. So let's see. Uh My Hero Academia, which again forgot, but hey, it's My Hero Academia, so everyone will love it, including me, even though I already know what's happening because I read ahead because I'm impatient. But anyway,
I guess it's
uh,
one of those it's a straight adaptation.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Um, yeah, they basically show the start point and the start point and the end point of the arc in the opening of like the first 12 episodes. So, but you only know that if you're reading ahead. So there. But anyway, so let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's anything not horse related. That
Did you? Were you? Well, you play Persona 5, right?
right? Yeah, Persona 5.
Were you interested in the anime or?
Sure. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed because
Sure, I don't
out of
know.
the three art styles that game is made up of, like the um, is it Projection IG or A1? I can't remember. That's like, kind of like the most generic
You know
kind
more
of.
about me than
Well, no,
about
just
who made the anime.
anyway. But so sure, but I don't know. I'll probably still watch it because yeah,
Because silence.
because actually no, I'll tell you why now. Because I now because it's subtitled. I don't have to play the game again to hear the Japanese dub. Because the only reason I wanted to play that game again in with the Japanese track on was to hear Akita Saki. Now I don't have to
Well, okay then.
because I wanted to hear the three characters that she does, and now I don't have to do any of that, and I don't have to um, manage social links or sorry confidants
You don't have to
and
play a game.
play a game and be cock blocked by my number isn't the right number to proceed. And then I'm like, but dude, I have to save the universe and manage. I gotta eat like burgers every month, and I have like all this time. I could be eating burgers at the start of the game, but the game doesn't want to give me the key to the cafe so I could leave at night. I don't see how that's my fault. Just give me the key at the start of the game, and then I'll just manage myself. Anyway,
This keys thing seems to be bothering you quite a bit.
it is like it's just frigging weeks on end where I could be doing stuff at night, but the game's like, nope, door's locked, can't leave, might as well go to bed. I'm like, I can't like even water my plant to do my stats or watch TV or do something that'll like give me endurance or no, that stuff's for later. But I could be doing it now and saving so much more time. Anyway,
Indeed.
also,
I never my copy's still sealed, so
well, I can't
oh,
really
no,
help
no,
you
actually
there.
I installed it. I installed it. So
Oh, getting there.
it's I did install it. I remember that
Maybe by the time Persona 5 Platinum comes out
on Vita.
on Vita.
Uh,
But yeah.
what else is there?
Uh, that's pretty much everything that I can remember.
Sorry. So you're going into horse
So
girls?
so without further ado, let me tell you. Let me tell you about a show.
Oh wait,
Apparently,
I guess did you watch the new Full Metal Panic?
not yet.
Okay,
I wasn't paying attention and it came out on Friday when I wasn't looking.
sure,
So I still have to do that.
sure.
But man, also that's being dubbed. So see. I might switch over later or wait or watch it twice. Who knows? It depends.
Sure.
Um, but let's see. So let me try and find So, let's see. So let me tell you a little story first while bringing this up. So, what if? So you have cat girls, but one set of cats, you had horse girls, not centaurs, not centaurs. That's different. That's different. Two legs, horse girl.
Girls who are horses.
Girls who are horses, and they actually have horse ears. And
Do they eat sugar cubes and carrots, I guess?
no, although in the second episode, when main character named Special Week, which I'll get to that later, is late for school, she runs out of her dorm room. You thought I was going to say toast there, but no, it's not toast. It's a carrot.
Does she slam into some horse boy and he falls into her crotch?
Well, actually, no, because from what I can tell, there are no horse boys, only
Just
horse
horse
girls.
girls.
Which is weird because apparently all of the names are based on stallions. So they're all technically, they should be horse boys, but
They're
this
horse.
is anime. They're horse girls.
They're horse girls with horse boy names.
Yes.
Do they have jockeys?
Nope, because they are horse girls. They don't need jockeys because they are the horse as well as the jockey.
So stupid. Okay.
So I am desperately trying to find this frigging thumbnail, but I can't. Must look through by updated so I can find. Oh my god, I clicked on it. Why are you not changing? Because you hate me. That's why. Internet, why? Where is it? No, that's not it. Where is it? Where is it?
Dun, 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 dun.
The suspense is killing everybody.
Okay.
If this was a girl, if this was a, if this was Yuri Kuma, I could say it's unbearable, the wait for me to find this, but it's not. It's a horse girl show. Okay, seriously, like none of the shit is in order. Well, it kind of is, but oh my god, it should be. Okay, but no, how? What? No, dude. How is that possibly in chronological order by updated Crunchyroll? That does not make sense. Has anyone ever drop kicked a website before? Because I am very close to doing that. You know what? Oh my god, it starts with a U. Is it in here? Oh, there it is. Uma Musume.
Yes.
And so the best part is that it doesn't wait to tell you like the can-coolness of the universe. Like it doesn't save that for a movie. Like in the first couple minutes, it's like, so horses, when they unfortunately pass on, are transported to another world and are set up to fulfill their rest of their second lives as horse girls.
Wait, so when you said this was like can called, it's literally
Yes, it's literally can call because it is based on a unfortunately now delayed smartphone game.
that I do know.
Yes, where the horse girls will race for your love or something. I don't know.
or something. Uh,
But just trying to. Let me just get the. Oh, right. I forgot. It's not just Uma Musume. It's Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Is the full title.
hmm.
So you have, like I mentioned earlier, the main character, Special Week, who is your number one horse girl, and then you have her best friend and roommate, Silence Suzuka. Then you have Best Girl Vodka. Where is
Vodka.
I need to? Because there's one. Because I know you'll like this. There is one. Oh no, this is bad. Um, I'm looking at the wiki, and the horses' names are linked to the actual horses they're based off of. So that is not going to help me in any way. Because there is one girl who is an American horse raised in America but lives in Japan. And they give her that weird accent that they give to foreign characters that speak Japanese. And she's great.
The cats speak Japanese properly type that accent.
Yeah, that one. Where is I should be able to where is she? Oh, I think that's her there. I just have to is that Oh, there she is. Yeah, that's what I thought. El Condor Pasa. So not only is she American, but her name's Mexican. So that's how you know.
And these are, I don't know, like, I guess, is it only male horses that race in the
I
real
believe
world?
so.
Okay. Because I don't really know anything about, other than Seabiscuit, I don't know anything about horse racing.
But so
So is there like gambling?
no, because
So
this is
so why do they race?
um they race for the love of racing. It it's the whole like not fulfilled thing from earlier.
Oh, so like are these horses all famous for losing or something?
Well, no, they race and they win, and then oh right, I
So,
forgot the other
so
part.
what's not fulfilled, I guess.
I don't know. I'm just going off of what they said in the first episode and never brought it up again. But yeah. So one thing I forgot to mention, it's kind of somewhat important, is that when you win, or if you come in the top three, then you put on an idol show.
Why is that a reward?
Um, because
Oh, okay. If it's because
because it is. But also, it's great because in the first couple episodes when they're doing their horse racing, they're kind of just in like school gym clothes. And then by the third episode, they're like, no, like this is like the real deal. So we gotta do this right. So they race in what are basically like idol outfits.
I thought you were gonna say they race in jockey.
No, no. Again, this is an anime where the winners at the end have to sing and dance. So
I don't know why that's a reward.
I don't know either. But they're just trying to be the
Best
best horse
horse.
girl in Japan by winning races.
Do you have to catch them all?
No, that's the smart home game. That's different. Or the smartphone game. That's different.
Uh, so have you what are some deep things you've learned about horse girls?
Um, I learned that they actually like their horse ears. Um, you know how cat girls they have like the cat ears, and then they always have anime hair, so you can never tell if they have like regular ears
Sure.
or. But in the uh, in the first episode, I think it shows a flashback of Special Week getting her phone call saying that she's accepted to the horse racing school, and she's holding the phone like in front of her face, so her horse ear can hear and she can talk at the same time.
Oh, because they're pointed
Yeah, because they're pointed forward, so they're actual horse ears.
I get it.
And then so they're horse girls. I don't know if you've been paying attention, so I'll just reiterate that it's very important. So they're
It,
horse
it
girls,
sounds important.
but they have two legs, so they're not like centaurs. They're two legs, horse girls.
So they can't gallop. So they don't like go on their hands and they don't like go use their hands as feet when they're
Correct.
racing.
They run on two legs, but
So it's just
gonna run
human
on
running.
four, gonna run in their hands and knees like animals.
So it's
Oh,
just
these are respectable young girls,
so it's
Firehawk.
just
I don't
human.
know if you paid attention to what I've been trying to tell you. They're horse girls. They have dignity. Therefore, they run like normal people, but they're horse girls, so they can run at the speed of horses. You could say that each horse girl can run at least 1 horsepower worth of speed.
Uh, this is so stupid. But hey,
And actually, in the first episode, when she takes the train into the city and then gets off at the wrong stop and has to run the rest of the way, she outruns a car or she keeps pace with a car. And then everyone's just like, what? Nani?
no, no.
Nani? Horse girl?
Do they talk? Do they when they talk? Do they sound like they're neighing all the time? Like,
No. But anyway, like I was trying to say before,
so wait,
they run on two legs. They wear sneakers,
they don't have
but
horseshoes? What?
every night they nail horseshoes into the bottom of their shoes.
Oh, that's uh, because why not?
Because why not?
I was gonna ask if how would BoJack Horseman fit into this universe?
um,
But I guess have you seen BoJack Horseman?
I haven't, but based on his
Oh,
appearance alone, he'd be shunned as a freak because he's an actual horseman and not moe at all.
okay. Uh, fucking anime.
Yeah. Also, just a side note of one gripe that I have
Just one gripe.
with the series. This is actually weird because that has nothing to do with the anime at all.
Sure.
But I was looking at the because Lantis is the fine company Lantis, soon to be merged with Bandai, um, is handling the music for this series, and I was on their YouTube page, and to my surprise, and then leading to absolutely not surprised, um, the horse girls have already um, manifested in reality, except when they
What
sing
does
live,
that
they don't have
mean?
tails. They have the ears, but they don't have the horse tails. And to
Oh, I
that I
see.
say, what the fuck?
Boo.
Why? Why even bother if you're just going to do half measures? You go all the way or you don't go at all. That is the horse girl way.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. Go track or go glue.
Go
That's the horse. That's the horse girl motto.
check.
It actually isn't. It's like oh, I can't remember it at the moment, but
Does
it's
anyone use glue on the show and do they freak out?
no.
Uh, does anyone go to France and be like, oh no, they eat horses?
No. Because it's still in Japan.
Uh,
So no French.
don't they? I think they actually eat horse in Japan as well.
Oh.
I don't know if I feel it feels like it feels like a fact that I saw from some show some time ago, but I could be wrong. Anyway,
Anyway.
the, that is not part of the horse cinematic universe.
No. That is not.
So are there real horses then, or just horse
Uh
girls?
no. Not that I've seen.
So where did these horse spirits come from?
From our world. They were dude horses that,
So
you know,
they were human horse boys that got reincarnated as horse girls.
now you've lost me.
Well, presumably a real horse must have existed at some point. Yes, that makes sense.
Sure.
Right? Where else would horse girls inherit their like unfulfilled spirit thingies from if these real horse people didn't exist?
But the horse girls come from real horses though.
But you said real horses don't exist.
But it's another world though.
Wait, it's like you mean their spirits cross into like another dimension?
Yeah, because like I mentioned,
Oh.
a special week was a dude horse, a stallion, that ran in races. And then when Special Week went to the glue factory in the sky, he was reincarnated in
I
World B as Horse Girl
I
Special
see.
Week.
I thought I okay, I see. So wait, do they realize they're in like a different universe or whatever?
No, they're just like, yeah, I'm a horse girl. I'm called Special Week. I'm like, wait, so is that a name that you actually? I'm pretty sure it was just names they were given. It's like, although is
Yeah,
that's weird.
why would they have
And
their
where would they get the list from? Like, do they have like this weird list that's constantly updated of like dead stallions from another universe? And then whenever a horse girl is born, they're just like, well, just pick one from the list.
you're that one. Oh God.
Clearly, we're putting too much thought.
Wait, so have people tried to travel to our universe? Is there like a mad scientist? He's like tried to figure out the horse girl magic to try to come. Is this like gate where there's going to be like a portal to our universe, and then the Japanese military is going to start invading?
Look, all I know is that Special Week just wants to be the best horse girl in Japan.
The best
Once
there ever
she
was.
once she succeeds at that, what she does afterwards, I don't know. I'm running on 3 episodes worth of information here. All I know is that Special Week kicked the shit out of a bunch of other horses and then beat another horse only to lose to that same horse in the next episode because I'm assuming plot.
That's funny. Are there consequences for losing?
No.
Okay. It's just if you win, you have to sing it.
And it's great because everyone has light sticks and everything, and they're still at the racetrack.
So it's like idol show plus racing.
Yes.
Wait, so do they race on dirt and not like a
Yes.
normal track or whatever? Okay.
Yes. And even though they have normal feet, I'm pretty sure they just um rip sound files of like galloping horses. So
Of course. Well, they have horseshoes, I guess.
true. And it is dirt,
Um,
so
Anime.
anime.
Oh, I mean, I think we're done, right? We're done with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I mentioned previously, you end on a showstopper and we have just stopped the show.
Okay. I just remembered just thinking of dumb things. Like, I guess there's an, I don't know if it's a High Fury movie or another series, but I saw there was like a new High Fury thing happening.
Oh.
So maybe that's not a showstopper, but I don't know why that came. I was like, oh yeah, that is something that's happening
Huh.
because, and it's also weird. I mean, it's also weird. It's I think the world of High Fury is about as unbelievable as the world of Horse Girls.
I
But
can't even remember what that world is.
for some reason, they just the you have high schools on boats,
Oh
and
right, yeah, high
you
school.
give
That's why, because
girls
high school
like
fleet is what I
actual
remember it as.
warships with like weapons that could blow each other up, and then the virus from the
Right,
under
right,
the
right,
ocean took over some ships, and
right.
then
And Hanya was there,
yes,
and she was like, "Hi, Endesu."
every week it was Taya and Desu, and there was the cat,
Yeah,
which was your avatar or your
for a
Skype
while,
avatar
yeah.
for a while. Yeah.
Actually, I still see that cat every now and then because he's on my picture file I use for my Apple TV. So
There you go.
between the myriad of K-On screenshots from me wanting to be the person that updated the K-On wiki or the K-On pages on Anime Vice and the Love Live
Nice.
pictures, there's that
Yeah.
cat.
Anime Vice is totally gone now, right?
It is, yeah.
All right.
It used to um, redirect the Anime Vice um, YouTube page,
Right,
and I
because
think
they
last
started
time,
their own
yeah.
thing, I think, or something. Yeah.
And then last time I checked, it did not direct to anything.
It doesn't even go to test it or whatever.
No,
Is that YouTube thing that they started that's still going?
no, I think that's gone.
How weird. Because I remember like the staff of Anime Vice we getting together to, but oh well. Anywho, I'm gonna type it in now.
No, yes. Oh, oh, maybe it's still there. They just didn't renew the license. But anyway,
Because I also remember some fans started off a spin-off board as
right,
well, um, for that channel and just as a way for people to still hang out. But
right.
yeah,
It still has videos from like 2 years ago, though.
mm.
So, but anyway,
The anime business. It's I mean, it's what is that now? It's like anyone on. It's basically people on YouTube making videos now. I don't know if you need like a anime site nowadays, or even being a dedicated anime producer now seems kind of hard. But mm.
exactly. But on that note,
Horse Girls.
Sports Girls, not the
Horse,
Centaurs. That's different.
Horse Girls is something you're going to watch forever, right? You're going to watch till
Um,
the end.
I'm already. When I found out about it, there was already 3 episodes out, and I've watched all of them. So
You're not gonna stop at episode 11 with this one.
No, I'm not gonna. No half measures. Remember,
Like a horse girl.
victory or glue. Those are your only options.
Wait, so if you die in this universe, do you go into yet another universe where you're like a horse girl, horse girl?
No, then you're a centaur.
Then you get converted back into a centaur.
Yes, and then you're a horse again, and then you're a horse girl, centaur, horse, horse girl, centaur, horse,
Horse tar.
horse tar.
This
I have
all
been
makes
crazy enough.
perfect sense. Firehawk 12.
And we'll see you when we see you.
Nay.
Nani?
Nani. Oh God.
Horse girls.
Indeed. That, I don't know. I feel like they're running perilously close to running out of things to turn girls into. But that's just
Let's
me, I
see.
guess.
Well, they've already sort of, with Monster Musume, they've kind of already run that gamut of what you can.
I guess all the mythological creatures are gone. It's so dumb.
Oh, but actually, can I? I'm just gonna. I should be asleep, but this is too important to not handle right now.
What's this?
I have to find that. Where is it? Oh, come on.
I want to travel
Oh, I guess I can stop this now. There we go.